Well, look, I know. No one wants another video about this, but damn it, I'm going to make it anyway. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander officially won the NBA MVP, and anyone who knows anything about this channel knows that I have been projecting that would happen since September. But anyone who knows me or my content also knows that I think the real MVP is Nikola Jokic. And I have made a plethora of videos with an abundance of stats and metrics as to why I think that is, but perhaps this one that I'm going to detail in this video is the most overwhelming and easily understood metric of them all, and it is the plus minus. Not on-off, not extrapolating out net rating per 100 possessions, just how much did your team outscore the other team in the minutes you played in versus the minutes you didn't play. Pretty standard, pretty simple. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did easily lead the NBA in that field by a wide gap over Nikola Jokic. The Thunder outscored their opponents by a whopping 918 points in the 2,598 minutes that he played in this season. Nikola Jokic was second in that metric, and as I said, a staggering gap between him and SGA, as the Nuggets outscored their opponents by 594 points in the 2,571 minutes that he was on the floor. But here is the thing, and there really is no getting around it. The Thunder are much better as a team around SGA than the Nuggets are around Jokic, which is why you cannot just look at team win totals to determine this award, as the Thunder outscored their opponents still without Shai on the floor. Sure, by a much lesser volume of points, but that is also in a much lesser volume of minutes. Overall on the year, the Thunder outscored their opponents by 137 points when SGA was off of the floor. Compare that to the Nuggets without Jokic, who were outscored by 275 points. And just to illustrate the totality of how absurd this Thunder team is, number 3 league-wide in plus-minus this year was Isaiah Joe at plus 550. Joe is a bench player for the Thunder. Now, it's not unusual to see other starters on good teams near the top of this list, such as Jalen Williams and Isaiah Hartenstein, who rank 14th and 16th league-wide in plus-minus, as you can attribute the fact they are playing with Shai much of the game and therefore are siphoning off of his plus-minus. But to see a bench player who plays most of his minutes opposite of SGA fully illustrates the absurdity of this team's overall depth and strength. And it wasn't just Isaiah Joe, who again was 3rd league-wide. Aaron Wiggins was 9th in that metric at plus 514. Another Thunder bench player. And for some context on that, both players are above, significantly so, Giannis Antetokounmpo's plus 334, which ranked him 28th league-wide. You know, the guy who finished 3rd in this year's league MVP vote? For that matter, Carson Wallace, another Thunder bench player, also above Giannis at 22nd league-wide. And finally, we also had Alex Caruso, Thunder bench player, checking in at 35th league-wide at plus 321, and he played in only 54 games. 4 of the Thunder bench in the top 35 league-wide in plus-minus. Jalen Pickett at plus 52, which was good for 138th league-wide, is the best ranked non-Nuggets starter, and the only one, for that matter, who even registered a positive number at all this year. The next highest ranked non-Nuggets starter was PJ Hall, who registered a -2 and played in all of 66 minutes total this entire season. Russell Westbrook, the Nuggets' top reserve, ranked 325th league-wide. Again, there were 4 Thunder bench players ranked in the top 35. In terms of top-line star power, people would have you believe the Nuggets starters somehow rivaled that of the Thunder, but that simply isn't remotely true. The Thunder had 6 total players ranked in the top 70 league-wide in value over replacement and box plus minus, whereas the Nuggets had only one, just Nikola Jokic. The Thunder won so many more games this year because their team was so much better. Yet team games won is very clearly the only thing voters cared about this year, coupled of course with fatigue of Jokic winning, which, fine. Just come out and say SGA is the most valuable player not named Nikola Jokic. Come out at the very beginning of the season and declare we are not giving it to Nikola Jokic no matter what, because quite frankly and obviously that is exactly what happened this season.